Good morning, everyone. We are back in Mossward with the Warden. I worked a lot on the audio yesterday afternoon, and I hope that today it's better. I know that the audio was off yesterday, so I apologize about that. I did get some questions about numbers. So I did get a question about when I was saying things like 2-3 or 3-1. What did that mean? So basically, on my skill bar here, we have four buttons. One is spear, and then two is shield. Three is fist, and then four is the plays the gambit, if you will. So when I'm saying something like 2-1, what I mean is that I'm pressing button two, then I'm pressing button one, then I'm pressing button four to play the gambit. And so that's what that means. And then, of course, what we learned yesterday, and hopefully I'm remembering this right, was that our direct damage line was just 1-1. Our direct damage over time line was 3-1. And then our direct AoE damage was 3-2. And the healing line was 2-1. And the defensive stats line was 2-3. So, sorry about that. So hopefully I'm remembering correctly, and we'll be able to get that going today. The other thing that's happened is I did add buff bars. This is a mod from Lotro interface. I was having trouble seeing the icons down here of where my abilities were, and then I did look in the UI settings as a way to try and make these icons bigger. And I couldn't find one. So if anyone knows where that setting is, please let me know in the comments, and then I can make these bigger, and then I can remove buff bars. But I installed buff bars and set it up as kind of a way to help me be able to see what was going on here.
You say you saw no sign of Uruk warbands along the road? These are good tidings.
These are good tidings, for it means the road is still a boon for Mossward. Let me turn the text up a bit. And not a bane as I feared it might become. That road has been key to Mossward's survival for my entire life. The portion of it we know begins at Tharbad, and although the road itself is broken in places and obscured by foliage, it runs through Swanfeet and passes on into Inanwaith. From there it enters Dunland through the Gap of Rohan and continues on into Gondor. They say it passes Minas Tirith and eventually ends at a port city along the coast, although I've never journeyed into that land. It's interesting. If I try and think of the map in my head, I actually wonder if you can take that road all the way into Bree. North of Tharbad, the road has another name. It is called the Greenway, and only Menandir's people are likely to remember when it was our own Old South Road, one and the same, the north-south road between the Kingdom of Arnor and Gondor. That was long ago, even by their reckoning.
I have one more request of you, and then I will be satisfied.
This may be more dangerous than your earlier scouts, and if you hesitate to accept this task, I will understand. The old city of Tharbad is to the northwest of Mossward. It has not been thrive. It has been the thriving center of trade. Wait, it. I apologize. It's early in the morning. It has not been the thriving center of trade. It was during the height of earlier kingdoms for hundreds of years, and it has been abandoned ever since floodwaters took the last of its great bridges. She raises an eyebrow. Abandon my good folk. Has it become a den of Urks? Is that from where Madthrog's raiding band came? This, then, is my dangerous task. I ask that you go to the gates and look for sign of the insignia he wore, the mark of the White Hand. Beware, for if Tharbad is truly held by forces of evil, you may be better served by keeping from their notice and not engaging in battle. All right, we can do that.
What do you need?
I'm glad to see you return safely and victorious. With any luck, the wolves will return to their usual selves before too long, though it may take some time. There is something foul in the air, and I fear our troubles are not entirely over. Still, I think the people of Mossward can breathe a bit easier now, in no small part thanks to your heroics. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for these branches. I will see to making use of them.
I'll see to making use of them to patch the holes in our defenses, and perhaps some of the larger branches can be used for tool making. Small items have gone missing of late for no reason I can tell. We will need to replace them. This has been the life of a Mossford town guard ever since they took me on. If Urks are loose in Swanfleet, that may be about to change.
Perhaps you could help me once again.
They do say change comes slowly, and for now, I have other matters to which I must attend. Or perhaps you could help me once again. That is the spirit. Now, there won't be any Urks to face this time, but until last night, this was the most common complaint among the town people. Avery says we should handle simple things first. Well, what could be more simple than doing something about the squeaky hinges on doors in Mossward? Cadigan and Sissy ran outside to attack the raiding Urks, but they were alerted to his approach by the loud squeak of the door to his house. I'm not sure I believe that story, for it's much more likely that he was running into his house when the hinges gave him away. But who can say for certain? All the same, the blacksmith should have a bottle of grease you can use to oil the hinges of the door into the healer's shop and the door of Cadogan's house, which are the two squeakiest offenders. All right, go fix some doors. What did we get? I actually don't know what deed was bestowed. What deed was completed. All right. Let's go fix some doors. Drinking coffee. It's very early in the morning.
Whenever anyone needs something, they come first to me instead of checking the storehouse.
You need a bottle of grease to use on the hinges of squeaky doors throughout Mossward. Whenever anyone needs something, they come first to me instead of checking the storehouse. You apologize for assuming he had such an item. I do have a bottle of what you need. That's not the point. Fine, take it. While you're at it, how about you test it out on the hinges of my door there? I've noticed a bit of a squeak in the hinges lately, with everyone coming in and out of on all hours in search of fine goods. Okay. I think that was his plan the entire time. To have us fix his door as well. Oh. We found the problem. That was a quick quest. Okay, back to talk to the guard.
How fared your efforts against the squeaky doors of Mossward?
You tell Marion about what transpired, and he covers his eyes with a weary hand. Rats in the village? I don't like the sound of that, relaxed Ricotta. Having rats loose in the town could be a danger to the food stores. I'll see what I can do. Between the Uriks and the rats, it's a wonder to me that I ever thought the life of a guard might be an uneventful one. Thanks all the same, friend. We here in Mossward will manage, we always do. So, I need boar meat, and I need king's foil. Okay. There's a boar. I'm not sure if I remember where the king's foil is. I want to say that it was actually by the other gate, though. We can actually try the AoE on all these birds. It worked very good. Okay, so I do think that the king's foil is by the other gate. Get my defenses up. Yeah, so I want to head here. And that's the final quest, I think, from the woman that wants you to look at all the different places. Maybe we'll find a boar. Lots of orcs inside. Alright. Looking for boars. I need that boar meat. This just feels like a very nice, calming area to be in. I mean, I know that there's orcs and bandits that have also made their home here, but it just seems like this would be a really nice place to live. There's a boar. Two more boars. Right. A king's foil. I really do want to say that it's on the other side. Over here by the other gate. Nope. I am 100% wrong where I think it is. All right. All right, Kingsfoil, where are you? I wonder on the map that almost looks back where the wargs were. I wonder if it's back where the warg and the wolves were. There we go. Very ripe king's foil. Found. Oh, backpack. I was trying to look into the gear progression yesterday because it's been so many years since I played Lord of the Rings Online. And it seems like questing is the way to go for gear. I thought about, should I do tailoring or leatherworking or something to that effect, and it seems like the way to go is just by questing. If that's wrong, if you know I should be becoming a tailorer or something like that, then please let me know in the comments. I don't have any issues with that at all. When I was looking at I was reading the wiki yesterday while I was trying to get the audio improved and things like that, and it seemed to me from the wiki that you got gear every 10 levels, but tailoring up until level 100, and then it seemed to kind of get a little confusing after that. So I thought, okay, maybe it's better to just stick the entire time with finding gear through questing.
What do you need?
Thank you. With this, I should have more than enough to continue tending to the injured. Perhaps the little extra in case of emergency, or in case an emergency comes to pass.
I am not surprised there are orcs crawling throughout Tharbad.
It's good to hear that you did not see the mark of the White Hand while scouting near the gate. Orc kind are always a danger to the free peoples, but it is the organization revealed by Madrug's warband that most troubled me. We can deal with orcs, for we have before, but the Uruks of the White Hand seem different to me. Thank you for helping ease my mind with these scouting missions. You will always be welcome in Mossward. Thank you. I wonder if this is the gentleman that was trying to find a use for the feathers. I wonder if they worked as a pillow.
Very good. This boar meat shall help carry Mossward through some of the coldest winter months.
I will see this boar meat is salted and preserved, and it should help carry Mossward through some of the coldest winter months, when belts must be tightened and plates seem lightest. I am glad this task has at least proved helpful for the town. I have abandoned my idea of using the feathers. A number of issues. My wife said the number might as well have been 0 after she tried the pillow I made for them. That's terrible. It takes more than 8 feathers to make a pillow. And anyone who tries it with crabbing and feathers of all things deserves the crimp it would leave in his neck. Oh, that's terrible. The man tried. I suppose the good ideas that spring up in autumn. Well, they fall when winter comes. I'd rather deal with the threat of the Uruk war bands loose in the Swan Fleet than present my wife with another one of my brand new ideas. Terrible. I think I'll stick to guarding the town from now on. It's less damaging to my morale. That's so funny, though.
I'm afraid things will get out of hand.
I've heard rumor that the children have been giving each other increasingly dangerous dares and challenges, and I'm worried that these may be getting out of hand. None of the town's guards will be able to learn anything. You know how children are, but perhaps an outsider will be able to learn something. Several children lingered outside the provisional storehouse a few minutes ago, and it could be one of the provisioners overheard some of their talk. We need to get to the bottom of this before someone gets hurt. Let's go see the provisioner.
Would you lend me your aid?
She saw the children. They were hoping to get as much cheese as possible, which seemed odd. I did not give them as much as they requested, but I thought one small block from the storehouse each would be fine. These kids have been through a lot, and I have seen few problems that could not be helped with cheese. Okay? I was trying to find the ring over there. Oh, I think it's that gentleman that's standing outside. That changes the level of the zone, maybe?
You had better get going, I think. So long.
I thought you would have left Mossward by now. You'd better get going, I think. So long. You stand your ground and ask why the children of Mossward needed so much cheese from the storehouse. Her eyes grow wide and a panic expression crosses her face. We aren't in trouble, are we? It's just that we finally managed to turn the tables on the town bully, and you helped us to do it. If we're in trouble, I think you should be also. It's only fair. There's a boy named Dai, and he's always challenging us to these dares. And if we don't complete them, then we look like cowards. He's always asking me to run to places very fast, see an item he left there, and then come back to the town. And if I don't describe the right item, he'll know I didn't do it. You point out to the girl that she didn't complete any of the dares, since she got the information from you instead, but that Dai apparently did go to each of those places first to leave the items. I feel like this just means I'm very smart, wouldn't you say? But because we completed those last 2 dares, don't argue with me, it still counts. Then Dai has to fill his pockets with cheese and walk through Mossward. Okay. You asked the girl if she has considered that she might be the town bully after all, and she tips her head to one side, considering it. No, I don't think so, but I'll think it over. Oh, so given the recent rodent problem, this could be in trouble. Okay.
Lads, there's bats everywhere.
There are rats everywhere.
On my eat Canoglazoo!
The king of the rats. Not an issue for the warden. The children are safe. The rats have been defeated.
Is it true that I was almost eaten by rats? That's really amazing.
Good job saving him, I suppose. That's mean. Still, now he's got a really exciting tale to tell. Did he keep the cheese, or did he have to give it back to the provisioners? I've been thinking it over while you were gone, and I think maybe we won't challenge each other to any more dares for a while. For a while, I said. I'm not saying never. So don't think you're stopping us if we think of a really good dare. Goodbye now. I think that I am finally ready to go to the next city. I think all of the quests are done here. One of the stables hire one of the stables master horses and follow the travel route. Okay.
Hello there.
That means I can have some more coffee while I follow the path here, or while the horse follows the path, I should say. Nice rainy day here in Mossward. Okay, so this is the village in the sky. Village in the sky, it almost makes it sound like an elf village. Although, if I think I remember, it's a hobbit village. But it does make it sound like it's an elf village, at least to me. All right. I'm laughing because I don't know why they called this the village in the sky. They kind of expect. I guess the reason I said an elf village is because that name kind of makes you think maybe that the houses are up in the trees or something, like you would see in an elf village.
Oh, good day.
We have made it. All right.
That is an interesting artifact you carry. Must have quite a story, I imagine.
You tell her about Gerald's complicated feelings about the boot, and about Wenna's beliefs that it remains her husband's favorite. Well, unlike some folk of other villages in the Storvales, I believe that it's always best to be honest. But if you can't manage that for one reason or another, then perhaps a compassionate solution is best. He produces a pretty flower from somewhere about her person, scoops up a handful of earth, and puts both inside the well-worn boot. You bring this back to our former adventurer's wife and tell her that her husband asked for the stores to craft this delightful little planter. Perhaps it isn't the most honest of solutions, but I think in this way everyone might be made happy, and that is pretty good too, wouldn't you say?
Welcome to Gregor, finest of the villages to be found in the Stourvales.
May I ask the reason for your visit? You explain that the village of Mossward was recently attacked by a raiding party consisting of goblins and orcs, and the ranger Meneldir fears other similar bands may endanger the villages of the Storvales. Oh my, are you certain? We've not had such troubles for, well, longer than I can remember. That's for sure. Who would threaten the stores?
The mayor must be told of this.
The mayor must be told of this, even if the very idea is preposterous. It's not that I don't believe you, it's just that folk here have lived peacefully for so long. We keep to ourselves and we like it that way. Climb up the path to the south and tell the mayor what you told me. Malmodog will know what to do about this if anything must be done. Let's go visit the mayor.
What's that? Goblins and orcs?
Ordinarily, I would say you were spinning tales and send you on your way without supper. But there was a good deal of excitement in the night a few hours past, and some of the hunters we sent out never came back. I'm worried about them, but I'm even more concerned that without the meat they were supposed to bring back, our food stocks will be thinner than planned. You don't need me to tell you that autumn can turn into winter quite unexpectedly, no matter how pleasing the mornings or afternoons might seem. And he who does not plan for the night will find himself hungry by morning. I will consider what you've told me, but I will consider it more quickly if you bring me back some choice cuts of meat from the beasts of the Storvales. Bring them to the butcher at his shop down the hill.
A fine day to ye.
What day is it? Are you sure that can't be right? You see, I collect orders from my neighbors so I know what cuts of meat they wish to purchase for the next week. But I'm already behind and cannot now spare the time. You think you could walk around Clearger and pick up the orders for me? They should be posted outside my neighbors' homes, although sometimes the wind picks them up and causes mischief. You'll have my thanks if you do this. It shouldn't take you too long.
say that to Mal last we spoke, I suppose.
Okay, so this is not the village in the sky then. There's a different village. Maybe. Yeah, okay. So the village in the sky was where this hobbit was raised. You can imagine it floating in the sky and all, being quite an ordeal to get there, mind you. I could help you find it, but I'm in need of help. There's a small parcel, sentimental really, hidden and buried to keep the ruffians away from it. Problem is the ruffians decided to set up their home where we buried it. If you have it in you, might you retrieve this parcel from them and return it to my family? Yes, I can do that.
Hello there. Don't mind me. I've only lost the best spot to read my books.
I used to look upon the wade waters still current and reflect leisurely until those ruffians in Redlaw moved in. Now I have been resigned to reading under this post. Actually, I was wondering if you could help me. I had to leave my spot in a hurry, and I lost one of my favorite books in the shuffle. Could you perhaps find it for me? Oh, and if you don't mind, teach those ruffians a lesson while you're at it. Redlaw's to the north. It should be easy to find as it neighbors the Wadewater. All right? Absolutely, we can do that.
Might I speak with you a moment?
I'm but a humble merchant. I've traveled through these lands selling stock for a time now, but my livelihood has been taken from me. Ever since the bandits and ruffians moved into Radlaw, I haven't been able to conduct business. You see, they send a few at a time once in a moon to rouse the village, shake us up for coin. They offer us what they call protection. But ever since they arrived, business hasn't been the same. I couldn't pay their tribute, and now my friends have been captured. They are being held in Radlaw as collateral. Could you please help free them? They're all that I've got. Absolutely, we can do that 100%. We'll go get your friends, Mr. Hobbit.
Oh, hello there.
I wonder if you might help me. I was practicing with my bow when one of the shots went a bit wide of the target. I went after it, but some large creature seems to have made off with it, judging by the footprints. If you're heading down by the river and you see my arrow or find the large creature, would you bring it back? The arrow, I mean, not the large creature. Yeah, we can do that. Get your arrow. Hello, cat. There's a boar, or some meat, or the butcher. I'm wondering if it's better to just spam 1-3 or if it's better to actually do the dots. I would think if it's sort of like a mini boss, then definitely do the damage over time. But I'm not sure for these normal mobs if I should just be doing the hardest hitting single target damage that I can do. I think that I do want to keep my defenses up probably all the time if I can, though. And I think, interestingly enough, the other thing about the Warden that's kind of funny is I want to do the things like the AoE because I do not want to forget how to do them. So I feel that even if the direct damage seems to be more DPS, that I need to do the others to just keep them going in my head so that I don't forget what the key combinations are. My assumption is that they're going to get more complicated the higher level that I get. Well, that was certainly one way to get all of the needed boar meat in one shot. Right, so we're gonna turn in the boar meat. And I think we'll call it a day for this session.
Ah, these cuts are choice indeed.
Well done, my friend. I'll get to salting and preserving these meats right away. You're always welcome to help out in the store bales, and I will tell my neighbors what a help you've been today. They might not appreciate it immediately, but they will when winter comes and their bellies are full rather than empty. Okay. So, wave to everyone. Have a wonderful day today, and we'll talk to you in the next recording.